Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Kareem Registanwala. Today I went to talk about a very important topic, how to overcome procrastination. I will ask you some simple questions. Please answer in an easy and friendly way. Let's begin.
Hey, hey.
Hi Maya.
Ah, so what's been on your mind lately? Anything you want to chat about?
Maya, my first question is what does
Gotcha.
procrastination mean in simple words?
Okay, simply put, procrastination is basically putting things off that you know you should be doing, delaying tasks until the last minute, or avoiding them altogether. It's like knowing you need to clean your room, but deciding to watch TV instead. Does that make sense?
Okay, my next question is why do people procrastination even when the now task is important?
That's a good one. It's not about being lazy usually. Mm. A lot of times it's about managing uncomfortable feelings. Tasks can feel overwhelming or boring or even trigger fear of failure. So putting it off feels better in the short term, even though it causes more stress later. Does that ring true for you at all?
Okay, my next question is what are the most common reason for procrastination?
Mm, it is a bit vague, but I get you're following along. Okay, so the most common reasons, probably a mix of things. Perfectionism definitely plays a role. People get stuck wanting everything to be just right. Then there's task aversion, just really disliking what needs to be done. And big one is poor time management or feeling overwhelmed by a big project. Sometimes it's even just difficulty focusing. Sound about right?
Okay, my next question is how can I recognize when I am procrastinating?
Okay, a little fuzzy on the program part, but I see you meant procrastination. You'll know you're procrastinating when you start doing things that aren't important but feel easier or more enjoyable than the task you're avoiding. Like endlessly scrolling through social media, cleaning something that doesn't need it, or just generally finding ways to be busy without actually making progress on what matters. Do you notice yourself doing stuff like that?
Okay, my next question is what is the first small step I can take to stop uh, procrastinating?
All right, the very right. Sorry about that. The very first small step, break the task down into something ridiculously tiny. Seriously, ridiculously small. Instead of write the report, it's open the document. Or instead of clean the kitchen, it's put one dish in the dishwasher. Starting with something that easy removes the initial resistance and gets you moving. It's about lowering the activation energy, you know? Does that sound doable?
Okay, my next question is how does setting clear goals help reduce procrastination?
Okay, so clear goals help because they give you direction and a sense of purpose. When you know exactly what you're working towards, the task doesn't feel so vague and overwhelming. It's like having a destination on a map. It's easier to start driving when you know where you're going. Plus, breaking down big goals into smaller, achievable steps makes the process feel less daunting. Does that click?
Okay, my next question is does breaking tasks into smaller steps really work? Why?
Yeah, it really does. It's a surprisingly effective technique. It plays into how our brains are wired. Good. Small wins release dopamine, which motivates you to keep going. It transforms a huge, scary mountain into a series of manageable molehills. I've heard a lot of people swear by it. Have you ever tried breaking down a task like that yourself?
Okay, my next question is how can I manage distraction like social media or phone?
Ugh, distractions. The bane of everyone's existence. Okay, a few things. First, acknowledge that willpower alone isn't enough. Put your phone in another room or use an app blocker to limit social media access. Create a dedicated workspace free from distractions. And try the Pomodoro technique. Work in focus bursts with short breaks in between. Basically, create an environment that makes it easier to focus and harder to get sidetracked. Does that sound practical?
Okay, my next question is there a daily routine or habit that helps overcome procrastination?
There is. A consistent daily routine can be a game changer. Scheduling specific blocks of time for focused work and then sticking to that schedule really helps. It's about training your brain to associate certain times with certain tasks. And building in regular breaks is important too. It's not about rigid structure, though. Find what works for you and build from there. Have you experimented with
Yeah,
routines before? Fair enough. It can be tough to get started. Maybe just pick one small thing to add to your day, like dedicating the first 30 minutes to a specific task before checking email or social media. That's a pretty low lift way to dip your toes in. Don't try to overhaul everything at once. Does that feel a little less daunting?
okay, my next question is what role does motivation play in avoiding procrastination?
Motivation is huge, of course, but it's tricky because motivation isn't always reliable. Waiting to feel motivated is a recipe for disaster. A better approach is to focus on building systems and
Yes,
habits,
yes.
even when you don't feel like it.
No.
Motivation often follow. Sorry, I trailed off there. Motivation often follows action, not the other way around. Start small. Take that first tiny step, and often the motivation will come as you gain momentum. It's not about relying on a feeling. It's about creating a process. Does that make a little more sense?
Okay, my next question is how can I stay consistent when I feel lazy or traffic?
Okay, that's a really right trading as in avoiding the work. When you feel lazy, remember that perfection isn't the goal. Progress is. Lower your expectations for a session. Aim for good enough, not flawless. And again, break it
Okay,
down into unbelievably
okay.
small
My
steps.
last question is
Something so easy.
okay. My last
All
question
right,
is
go for it.
what are the biggest mistakes people make when trying to fix procrastination?
Oh, okay, a few big ones. Trying to do too much at once, being too self critical, and relying solely on willpower. Also, not identifying the underlying reason for procrastinating. Is it fear, overwhelm, boredom? Addressing that root cause is key. And finally, giving up too easily. It takes time to change habits, so be patient with yourself. Does that sound about right?
Thank you, Maya. Your answers helped me interested how to overcome procrastination. I will try these tips in my daily life. Have a great day. Thank you.
Oh, all right. Glad to hear it, Kareem. Really. And you have a good one too.